precious child. I see you standing at the precipice of a momentous decision, your heart pounding with a mixture of excitement and trepidation. You are about to take a big risk, to step out into the unknown, and I want you to know that I am here with you in this pivotal moment. First, let me remind you of who you are. You are my beloved creation, formed with intentionality and purpose. I knit you together in your mother's womb, weaving every strand of your DNA with exquisite care. Your very existence is a miracle, a testament to my creative power and boundless love. In you, I have placed unique gifts, talents, and passions. You bear my divine imprint, carrying within you a spark of my eternal nature. If you need God's blessings, then type "Yes, I need" in the comments. As you contemplate this risk before you, remember that courage runs in your spiritual bloodline. From the beginning of time, I have called my children to step out in faith, to dare greatly, to be bold in pursuit of their divine calling. Think of Noah, who built an ark on dry land, facing ridicule and doubt. Consider Abraham, who left everything familiar to venture into the unknown, trusting in my promise. Recall Moses, who confronted Pharaoh and led my people to freedom, despite his own insecurities. Remember David, a young shepherd who faced a giant with nothing but a sling and unwavering faith. These heroes of faith were ordinary people who dared to do extraordinary things because they trusted in me. You, my child, come from this same lineage of faith. The same power that parted the Red Sea, toppled the walls of Jericho, and raised Christ from the dead resides within you. Now, as you stand on the brink of this big risk, I want you to pause and reflect. What is driving this decision? Is it rooted in a desire to fulfill the purpose I have placed within you? Does it align with the values and principles I have taught you? Is it motivated by love, compassion, justice, or a yearning to make a positive impact in the world? Or is it driven by fear, pride, or a need for worldly validation? Search your heart deeply, for I am the one who knows your innermost thoughts and desires. I understand the complexities of your motivations better than you do yourself. If this risk is born out of a genuine desire to grow, to serve, to create, or to bring more of my light into the world, then know that I am smiling upon your courage. However, if you sense that this risk is rooted in something less noble, perhaps a desire to prove yourself to others, to escape responsibility, or to chase fleeting pleasures, then I urge you to reconsider. Not all risks are worth taking, my child. Some paths, though they may seem exciting or promising, lead to places of darkness and pain. I long to spare you from unnecessary suffering. Remember, true fulfillment and purpose are found not in reckless abandon, but in alignment with my perfect will for your life. The greatest adventure is not in pursuing your own desires, but in surrendering to my divine plan. It may not always be easy or comfortable, but it will always lead you to places of growth, impact, and deep satisfaction. As you weigh this decision, I want you to consider the potential consequences, both positive and negative. What might you gain from taking this risk? How might it stretch you, challenge you, and help you grow? What doors might it open? What opportunities might it create? But also, what might you lose? What relationships, resources, or opportunities might be affected? Are you prepared to face the potential fallout if things don't go as planned? I don't ask these questions to discourage you, but to ensure that you are approaching this decision with wisdom and discernment. Remember the words I inspired in Proverbs: "The wise man looks ahead. The fool attempts to fool himself and won't face facts." I have given you the capacity for rational thought, for planning and foresight. Use these gifts as you contemplate this risk. At the same time, I want you to hold your plans loosely. You may have carefully weighed all the options and meticulously planned each step, but remember that ultimately, I am the one who directs your path. As it is written, we can make our plans, but the Lord determines our steps. Be open to my guidance, even if it leads you in unexpected directions. Now, my beloved, I want to address the fear that I know is lurking in your heart. It's natural to feel afraid when facing the unknown, when stepping out of your comfort zone. Fear is a normal human emotion, one that I built into you for your protection. But I did not give you a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and self-discipline. If you want God's grace always upon you, then please consider to support our ministry by clicking Thanks button. When fear threatens to overwhelm you, remember my countless promises to you. I have promised never to leave you or forsake you. I have promised to be your strength and your shield. I have promised that when you pass through the waters, I will be with you, and when you pass through the rivers, they will not sweep over you. These are not empty words, my child. They are unbreakable covenants, sealed with my very essence. When you feel small in the face of this big risk, remember that you serve a big God. Nothing is too difficult for me. No challenge is beyond my power to overcome. No situation is beyond my ability to redeem. As you step out in faith, know that I am not a distant, uninvolved deity. I am intimately acquainted with every detail of your life. I know the number of hairs on your head. I collect your tears in a bottle. I rejoice over you with singing. My love for you is not conditional on your success or failure. Whether this risk leads to triumph or setback, know that my love for you remains steadfast and unchanging. Remember, my child, that growth often happens in the midst of challenge and discomfort. Just as a butterfly must struggle to emerge from its chrysalis, strengthening its wings in the process, so too must you face difficulties to develop your full potential. This risk you're contemplating may be the very thing that propels you into a new season of growth and maturity. However, I want you to understand that taking a risk does not guarantee success as the world defines it. Sometimes, the greatest victories come disguised as apparent failures. Sometimes, the lessons learned through setback and disappointment are more valuable than easy achievements. Whatever the outcome of this risk, know that I am able to work all things together for good for those who love me and are called according to my purpose. As you move forward, I urge you to seek wisdom from multiple sources. Consult with those who have walked with me for many years, whose lives bear the fruit of righteousness. Seek advice from experts in the relevant field. Most importantly, spend time in my presence, listening for the gentle whisper of my spirit. I often speak in the quiet moments, in the stillness of your heart. Be patient in your decision-making process. While there may be times when I call you to act quickly, more often I encourage careful consideration. As it is written, desire without knowledge is not good. How much more will hasty feet miss the way? Take the time to gather information, to pray, to seek counsel, and to listen for my guidance. If, after careful consideration and earnest seeking of my will, you feel peace about moving forward with this risk, then step out boldly. Do not let doubt or second-guessing hold you back. Remember the words of James, but when you ask, you must believe and not doubt, because the one who doubts is like a wave of the sea, blown and tossed by the wind. As you take this leap of faith, keep your eyes fixed on me. Like Peter walking on the water, you will find that you can do the impossible as long as your focus remains on the one who calls you. The moment you shift your gaze to the stormy seas around you, you may begin to sink. But even then, remember that I am always ready to reach out my hand and lift you up. My child, know that I am cheering you on. All of heaven is watching with anticipation to see how you will steward this opportunity, how you will use your free will to bring more of my kingdom to earth. You have a great cloud of witnesses surrounding you, ancestors of faith who have gone before you, who understand the weight and the glory of the moments when my children dare to risk greatly for my sake. Whatever you decide, and whatever the outcome, know that your identity is secure in me. You are not defined by your achievements or your failures, but by your status as my beloved child. Nothing can separate you from my love, not success or failure, not triumph or disaster, not life or death, not anything in all creation. My precious one, as you stand at this crossroads, poised to take this big risk, know that I am with you. I am before you, preparing the way. I am behind you, protecting your back. I am beside you, holding your hand. I am beneath you, supporting you when you stumble. I am above you, showering you with blessings. And I am within you, strengthening you with my indwelling spirit. If you want to listen to God's message and bring positive changes to your life, then subscribe to the channel. Go forth with courage, with wisdom, and with the unshakable knowledge that you are eternally and infinitely loved. Whether this risk leads to soaring heights or humble valleys, know that I will use every experience to shape you, to refine you, and to draw you closer to me. You are my masterpiece, my beloved child, and I am endlessly proud of you. Your willingness to step out in faith, to dare greatly, to risk for the sake of growth and purpose. This brings joy to my heart. Remember, the safest place you can be is in the center of my will, even if that place feels risky by worldly standards. May my peace, which transcends all understanding, guard your heart and mind as you move forward. May my wisdom guide every step. May my love sustain you through every challenge. And may you find, as countless others have before you, that when you trust in me with all your heart, lean not on your own understanding, acknowledge me in all your ways, I will make your path straight. Share this video with up to 3 people if you need God's presence. Amen.